Welcome to About a Song with Smith and Calvert,
a 12-episode weekly video podcast where we play one of our songs, talk about how it was written, songwriting, and life.
Hope you enjoy.
My past holds me in its grip, a shadow of things that I did once upon a time. Who I am is hard to find. Who I can be's a hill to climb. Karma's a bill that I have to pay, even if it's all water's clean and cold, and wash these demons from my soul. And I'm shaking, yes I know, not from the cold. I'm learning to let go. I'm surrounded by things that were done once upon a time. Who I am's changing all the time. Who I may be, I've yet to find. Karma's a bill I've got to pay, even if it's all in my mind. What does that change? I wanna go where the water's clean and cold, and wash these demons from my soul. And I'm shaking, yes I know, not from the cold. I'm learning to let go. I don't hear the storm, I only feel the thunder. And if my ship should sink, then I will greet the water. I'm gonna find it floating over rocks I once threw at stones. I wanna go where the water's clean and cold, and wash these demons from my soul. And I'm shaking, yes I know, not from the cold. I'm learning to let go. And I'm shaking, yes I know, not from the cold. I'm learning to let go.
Hi, this is Michael Smith.
My name is Leah Calvert. Welcome to the 6th episode of Smith and Calvert, About a Song.
Can you believe we are halfway through this thing?
We are halfway through. Good job.
Yeah, 6 of 12. This is a big deal.
It's accomplishments.
Yeah, so this song we are about to do is really the first song in this new songwriting thing we've done. It's called Learning to Let Go.
But first, Michael has brought this delectable wine. He surprised me. Willamette Valley wines are kind of my favorite. The Pinots are super delicious and beautiful and tasty. Not many things are beautiful and tasty.
So this was called Division. So this was fun. So I don't tend to love Pinots, but my wife and I had a date night and got a babysitter for the kids. I don't know, a month or two ago, and we ended up going to this restaurant in Atlanta called the King and Duke, which is killer. It's really neat because they only it's like 3 or 4 ingredients in any dish, but it's super good. The guy sold me on this wine, and he was like, "You're gonna love it, trust me," and I do. It's really good. And I came back and told her, I was like, "I found a Pinot I like," and she was like, "I bet it's a Willamette Valley," and she was right. So it's good.
Isn't that the place you got the beet steak?
I didn't. Yeah. So my wife Sarah, she for her meal was a beet steak. It was literally it looked like a steak, but it was beet with like a sauce on it.
I told a buddy of mine who he was taking his wife. They're both vegetarian. He was trying to find a fancy place to take his wife for her 40th birthday, and I was like, "Let me tell you."
Did he get it?
I don't know if he went or not, but yeah, I need to find out. Yeah.
Sarah said. It was great. I probably wouldn't do it again because it was a lot of beet, but it was still very. I had a bite of it. I don't even like beet, so I was like, "Wow, that's pretty good."
It's really good.
Yeah. So anyway.
Yeah.
So this song, first song in this new group of songs, that really kind of writing it sparked everything for us in this new set of writing stuff, I think.
Yeah, it was a great catalyst for all the things that went afterwards, for sure. I think
I tried to think about. I really went back and tried to think about how this one happened. And this is a cool thing to think about. I think this one happened from something we tend to think of as a mumble track. So
I mean, a mumble track. Basically, I feel like a mumble track is employed when you have a melody that you're just like really into and you want to create something out of that. And you've always got something you can say, especially if you're, me in my head and you, you definitely.
Yeah. It's funny because we've been listening to a lot of different podcasts and things from this, and I guess it turns out that a lot of songwriters employ that, and it's just like, what's the first thing that comes to your mind when you have some kind of a melody and you just spit it out? And it tends to be that ends up being close to what your song, and you don't even know what it's about again, but it's like that ends up being the thing. And with this one, it was, it's funny, the original lyric said something like, in my mind was, "I want to wash this dirty city from my soul," is how I thought about that. We didn't end up using that. We ended up using Demons. And I think maybe I was coming back from a lake or something and came into the city and it was kind of grody, and I was like, man, I miss being in kind of a different environment. But I ended up changing that. But anyway, I got that idea. I sent it to you. Actually, I sent it to a bunch of people. Jason from Jason Morrow, who I talk a lot with songwriting with you. I sent it to Cameron and Russell. Cameron, I talk a lot. She's in this band called the Little Country Giants. Her and her husband Russell are some of my favorite songwriters.
Yeah, me too.
And so, anyway, I didn't really hear anything back from anybody, and so we ended up finishing it. You had a big input on the verse, and ended up really changing the verse and getting that. We pretty much had it written.
Changed the melody a lot.
Yeah, you changed the melody a ton on that, and we were happy with it. And then Cameron came back a month after we were finished, said, "Hey, here's an idea I have for a verse."
Yeah.
And it was finished, but it was so good that we ended up taking that and using that for the bridge. And then I really think that was kind of the final piece that really made it.
Yeah, it totally took the content and sort of condensed it down into a bridge, which, people say that's what a bridge actually is for.
Supposed to do. Yeah. And it was cool too because the bridge was, I don't hear the storm, I don't feel the storm, I only hear the thunder. If my ship should sink, then I will greet the water.
I'm gonna find that water flowing over rocks I once threw as stones.
Which I love because it was this whole idea. The song is kind of about somebody who feels they were bad in their past, right? And then but they're trying to be better and they're trying to wash that away from them. And she just really caught that when she was like, I used to throw rocks. I was a person throwing rocks, and now anyway, it was I thought she was really cool what she came up with.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'll talk about them for a second. So, Little Country Giants, which again, go check out their music. They're unbelievable songwriters, and we've both played with them for years.
Yeah,
it's a funny story how I met them. Our band, but it was before you played in it. The Dapple Grays played a festival called Harvest Fest in 2001. I think it's our biggest festival we had ever played. It was a big deal, and this young girl at the time came up and was like, "Hey, I love what you guys did. could you maybe teach mandolin to, I think at the time was my boyfriend, and he came up and we talked. I was like, of course. And we ended up talking afterwards, but nothing ever happened from it. And then, I don't know, 6 or 7 years later, we played a show at the Star Bar in Atlanta, and there was this band called the Little Country Giants opening, and they were fantastic, and these amazing songwriters. They had, at the time, their big song was Breaking Hearts and Living Free, which I still love.
God, that's still
such a good song.
Yeah, I mean, if I can just write a song that could remotely compare to that song in my lifetime, then I would be.
And then afterwards,
successful.
Cameron came up to me and said, "Man, you had this big impact on us back then. We thought you guys were cool and blah blah." And I was like, "Man, that's so nice coming from you guys who are great." And we've always played since then.
Yeah, absolutely.
Anyway, so that's how that song came together, and it's another instance where we really do we try to farm this out and talk about this stuff with a lot of different musicians and stuff to try to get input.
Yeah.
And that makes this stuff a lot better when you can get other people to kind of.
Yeah, the power of the community to kind of put it all together is totally where it's at. And that, I mean, on my other projects that I have, it's so powerful to be able to have a group of people that you can kind of put your idea, healthy, constructive criticism.
Talented people coming from different backgrounds bring something different in a creative sense, and they can really have a huge impact on what you're doing. And I think it's, some people try to not bring other people in. I think it's awesome to have, some other points of view.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's where it's at.
All right, well, that's this one.
Thank you so much for tuning in.
Yeah, tell your friends to come in, and we'll see you in a week.
See you in a week for episode 7.
Bye.
Bye.